Surely you've asked yourself these questions. Why is it Muslim refugees don't flee to Islamic countries? Surely it has nothing to do with Islam. Why is it the 50+ Islamic nations don't open wide their arms to accept these so-called refugees, even though many of them walk straight past or even through their countries? Nothing to do with Islam. Why is it the richest, most resourced Islamic countries refuse to accommodate the refugees but pledge millions of dollars to build mosques, schools and universities in Western nations? Why don't Muslims want to stay in Islamic countries? Why do so many Muslims want to settle in Western, democratic countries, so-called Christian nations? Surely it has nothing to do with Islam. Yeah, right. It actually has everything to do with Islam. There are several reasons Muslims flee Islamic countries. One is for freedom. Islam is oppressive, violent and destructive. There's not one Islamically governed nation that is appealing or desirable to live in. Muslims are by far the greatest victims of Islamic-inspired violence. Devout, Quran-following, 5 times a day praying mosque-going Muslims can make it very difficult for more secular or nominal Muslims to actually live in peace. The vast majority of Islamic violence is aimed toward other Muslims. It has nothing to do with Western imperialism or military interference. Muslims have been fighting one another since Muhammad walked the earth 1400 years ago. Islam is not a religion of peace, and the violence has everything to do with Islam. Of course, women, gays and apostates want to flee Islamic nations because they are oppressive, violent and barbaric. Another reason is because Sharia is restrictive and harsh. There's not one nation, not one, where Sharia is implemented that attracts Muslim migrants. Only jihadists who are lured to such countries. Muslim migrants also aim for Western nations because they believe it is their duty to convert the rest of us and usher in the caliphate. Some do it peacefully, others violently, but all with the same desire, that Islam would dominate the world. Should we have compassion on genuine Muslim refugees? Of course, but that doesn't mean we open the floodgates. Once we've reduced our debt and looked after our own citizens, we can help such refugees settle in regions similar to the Islamic ones. There are more refugees in the world than we could ever help. It's okay to be selective. As a nation, it is okay for us to choose who we allow in, just as you choose who is welcome into your own private home. There are plenty of genuine refugees who are real victims, such as Christians and apostates who are in need of our compassion and assistance. Let's help them first and encourage the Muslim world to look after their own.